Well, would you look at that? Another beautiful day on the potato farm, man. This very last episode, we went through our very first plant of our very big fields of potatoes. You can see them all growing out there, and they are just looking fantastic, man. 100% fertilized, growing potatoes. My people out here, my people. On top of that, did plant a bit of sunflower in this field over here. While sunflowers definitely will not be a main focus of this series, they are required for French fry production, and let's be real here, man, French fries are awesome, so those need to happen. You can see those sunflowers are growing very nicely, fully fertilized, growing. They got a few more months left on them. You can see right here our two crops, potatoes being the main one, of course, and a little sunflower action. We are going to go ahead and harvest these potatoes next month in August, and the sunflowers aren't until October. The first batch of potatoes, I'll probably be selling a good amount of them just raw, unproduced. So, oh boy. That pole came out of nowhere, man. Until we're able to get that production facility with French fries up and running, I am going to need to get sunflower oil first. And considering the sunflowers aren't ready until October, it's looking like we'll go through at least one selling season where we just sell raw potatoes. Now, the other part of that is I'm actually going to want to keep a decent amount of them just for seeding purposes. Next spring, baby, we gotta put them potatoes back into the ground, grow some more. Now, one other thing I did was, before we got to July, as I go into a little divot there, I did put down a few generators, just a couple windmills and a solar panel. There's probably going to be a good amount of just kind of speeding through the off months in this series, at least until we get productions going. So put down this solar panel, and that's one thing I was thinking of doing with this field. While I could make it another little field maybe for sunflowers or something like that, I was thinking of even making it just a solar farm and slowly adding to it. I might end up selling the barn here to the left as well, because that's intended for cows, and while it's a really cool looking barn and everything like that, it is worth like 150k, so especially this early, that type of money is juicy. But you can see, got a few windmills, got everything looking real nice. Excited to get right into harvesting, but just thought we'd take a little look at all our crops. Oh, the one other thing I forgot about up here is that we actually did our very first expansion already. We got another field of potatoes that was literally right next to ours. Also, there appears to be a little gap there in our taters. Not sure what happened. But yeah, we got this field over to the left. It was already planted with potatoes. It made a lot of sense to buy. In the future, maybe I'll even let those grow, you know, maybe get a juicy little field flip going or something like that. We'll have to see. Now, I don't know what this dude is doing at all. I had nothing to do with this. I don't I got no idea what they're doing with their field. Why there's just several gaps there. Maybe aliens. Ooh. Now I'm looking at some of these. It might be good to combine a few of these really big fields. Maybe not over this road, because I kind of like that. But if you look over here to the right, that little road right there, that'd be perfect for just putting these two into a gigantic field. I realized I didn't actually check the potatoes here. Might as well. Yeah, growing, fertilized, all good. I can see it all on the map too, but sometimes a potato farmer just has to come out here, walk the fields, drive around, take a look at the crop. Everything looking fantastic though. And I'm thinking we're getting ready to get right into harvesting season, man. Our very first one. I'm a little scared for it. We'll see how long it actually takes. But we get to bust out some new machinery, so that is always exciting to do. I think we'll probably just get right into August here, man. Very, very exciting, everything we got in place. Looking around your farm never hurt nobody. I'll see you in harvest season, man. It is the time of the potato. Had a little bit of a heart attack for a second because I forgot the potatoes have like two stages, right? They have the foliage on top, and then they're technically ready to harvest. So I saw that red on the map and had a mini heart attack. But the potatoes are looking fantastic. Now, I do have a couple harvesters here, probably not nearly enough enough for this type of a field, honestly, and I have multiple of them. So, but they luckily handle all that foliage on their own, so that's nothing we actually have to worry about. I think we'll probably just go ahead and get these guys going. It's gonna be a long harvest. And then you can see we have the 2 harvesters, as I mentioned last episode. We do have a modded harvester over here. It is the Homer T440. On the left here, we have the highest end harvester in the base game. That one is the Grim Ventor 4150. Now, I already know the modded is going to go so much faster, but just for argument's sake, we got to have a somewhat fair competition. You know what I mean? I have a feeling I'm just going to want to sell this thing like ASAP just to get more of these. So, let's get started with the Grim, man. So the one thing about these guys is the working with. You get this big machine. It's like, what, $400,000, $500,000. Get all this machinery, look at it all folding out, getting set up. All this, and then this is what comes down. That is the whole working with. Oh, man. Now, to just keep things at least like mildly fair, I guess, I will have the smaller harvester work on the 26 acres, whereas the bigger one will work on the 33 acres. It's still gonna just be ridiculous. There's almost no way that the Grim has any chance here. But, you know, we'll give it a bit of a fair shake. I will also set it up to be emptied out by the auger wagon that's also part of the base game. Probably shouldn't have unfolded this bad boy yet, so maybe I'll fold her back in before I take out a light post or something. This big $500,000 machine, and it has the tiniest working width ever. A lot of real life harvesters have a much better working width than this. Granted, a lot of them still do have very small working width. It's just like kind of a painful process, but it's not this ridiculous. This is crazy. This is the absolute highest end one. I've seen ones that are like double as big, and I don't know how common they are because I don't know enough about potato farming, man. I'm trying to learn though. So I guess there's no real sense in messing around here, man. We might as well just get harvesting, see what the damage is. First potatoes harvested, I think. Yes, there it is. Okay. It had me worried there. All right, look at that. Oh boy. So just this little strip, right? And look at that whole field. Oh boy. Yeah, this gonna take a while, man. The tiniest working width known to man. So you can see we got all the potatoes like going up. Rips out the whole thing, including all the topping that you usually kind of have to chop off to dig them out of the ground. Pretty cool technology, honestly, but I mean, it is beyond painful to use, at least in this game. The technology, very cool. The working with and practicality, very not cool. Now, the one upside here is potatoes are actually extremely profitable. Granted, they take all day to do, so I don't know how much benefit you're actually getting there. But, you know, it's something. French fries themselves should make a ton of money as well. I haven't calculated how much they make and everything like that. I just kind of want to produce them and I assume they make a profit. If for whatever reason they don't make a profit, I can always pivot, but I gotta produce at least some French fries, man. Keeps things a little interesting, gives me some stuff to do in the off season anyways, makes it a bit more exciting rather than literally just doing this for 8+ hours. So another level of the pain here is we're not done with a single pass yet, but we are nearly half full on the tank. I mean, I already have, what, 112,000 liters, 115,000 liters of potatoes, so this is going to be a crazy big harvest. I feel like I have severely underestimated how much space I'm going to need here. So I think I'll get an AI going on this just to get our second one started, but just wanted to do at least one initial pass here. Now, up next is the big boy, the Homer. Now, this guy, pretty much everything is better about this. It increases the capacity it can hold in its tank there. It drives faster while working or not working. And I mean, look at the header. It's a respectable size. Now, granted, it's still only, what, like 6 meters or something like that? But that one over there, I'm pretty sure is like 3. So this is doubling the work width. So I think maybe we'll get started over here. We gotta unfold this bad boy all out. All right, we like haven't even started harvesting here. I'm just kind of giving myself a little entry point to do a headland pass. And that other guy already needs to be offloaded, which is a little scary. So the one thing you can see already is, I mean, the work width is just like so much better. Now we're still getting a good yield and everything, but the tank on this thing is just a lot bigger. I think, I guess I could check the tank. I feel like the tank fills up around the same rate, but it also is just clearing out twice as much potato. The working width is what, like doubly as big? It also moves a lot faster. Now turning this thing is kind of a challenge. We gotta make like a whole little area here. Alrighty, you can see we're flying. We are just going for it here. Yeah, I mean, the difference in these guys is just like insane. This is so much better. Like, I actually did more on this guy and it was just that much faster. Oh man, this hill is gonna be a little tricky. A little tricky. Now, I guess the one thing I don't like about this guy is that weird kind of like how it's almost like working ahead of it a little bit. It's got the effect of getting rid of the foliage on top, but also, I mean, this is like so much faster. this is gonna save me a lot of sanity. All right, I think I'll get this guy harvesting as well, and then get those auger wagons out here. Gotta come in here, open up these gates. This place aired out, man, it stinks. All right, getting into our John Deere 6250R. Now we'll actually be putting him on the base game auger wagon here. I couldn't remember what this one is called. The How Q Co 2000, something like that. Alrighty, so we are driving up the street here. I think I'll do this first one just manually on my own, see how it all looks, and then I'll probably be setting up some stuff in auto drive. I think for now I'll probably just dump the crops into our silo over there, or our root crop storage, that is. Now one thing is, I gotta find this guy. Okay, it looks like the secondary harvester, which I can't even see because of the render distance. Something I might need to look into. I need to increase that. Both harvesters here need to be unloaded, so got our work cut out for us today. Haven't even done a full headland pass. This guy already needs to be offloaded. So yeah, it's definitely going to be doing some stuff in auto drive, man. We do need this guy to turn around so I don't just run over all of our potatoes. So I think I'll probably just pull this guy around. Just want to make sure we don't destroy anything. Every potato is precious, man. And we'll use our neighbor's weirdly half like cultivated field. That should just offload there. Yep. So I'll let that offload. I just wanted to check what the proportions are going to be like. The size on this auger wagon could definitely be better. It's one thing I don't love about it. I do love the conveyor belts they use for potatoes. Those are pretty awesome. So it does look like the auger wagon is able to handle an entire tank load from this guy, so that's actually pretty awesome. Looks like one tank is what, 22,000, so that's how much this guy can hold, is 22,000 liters. So I'll get this guy flipped around here and get him back to it. Now for the big boy, which we will be grabbing with our Deere 7R 350. I don't want to crash it though. It's a beautiful tractor, man. I love the double wide wheels. Maybe even put double wide on the front at some point too. I really don't think it's required at all, but I love the way it looks. We're doing some big farming, so some of this big equipment is very needed. Now, I'm not sure where this guy is. Oh, there he is. All right. And it looks like he did pull off a little bit for me there, so we will go get this offloaded. Before I forget, this is the Lizard Logistics RRW 500 multi. It can be used for other stuff. I think it's mainly just supposed to be used for sugar beets and potatoes though. Same with this harvester here. It can harvest both of those as well, so both of these are kind of supposed to be root crop mods. There we go, at kind of a weird angle there. So hopefully he can reach. I might want to... Oh, he's moving. Okay, he's moving and grooving. So I should probably get pulled around here. Oh, these hills. I'm standing this thing up. So I don't know if you guys missed it, but in my most recent episode of Broke to Billionaire, at least while I'm recording this, it is episode 19, which I can't believe there's 19 episodes already. That is just crazy. In that episode, I actually used this exact setup of harvester and auger wagon. So I got a little sneak peek at how things would look. It was for a sugar beet contract, so it wasn't exactly potatoes, but you know, close enough, man. So I had a little bit of an idea of how this would look. Also, man, this guy's just flying. It is like actually hard to keep up with him while he's harvesting. Now, I might need to use the other one with skinnier tires because it is slightly challenging not to hit his wheels there, or his header there, not wheels. Hit my wheels against his header. One tank of that was what, like 74,000 liters. What was the other one? Like 22? Yeah, it's like no contest. So the tank on that is bigger, the header's bigger, it moves quicker, which granted it is a mod, but still. So we are filling up this potato storage, man. Look at that. Dumping it right in. And that's probably just how we will be going about this in general, is gathering things up with our auger wagon and dumping it directly into this root crop storage. One thing we'll have to figure out is once we get some more fields that are just further and further away from the farm, it's not going to be as feasible to drive all the way up here and dump them in here. Now, I do have a semi truck and some trailers to go along with it, so that won't be too much of an issue. I did want to check. We have 74,000 liters of potatoes in there. Now with potatoes, it looks like we will be holding them until January. I want to sell at peak pricing, and that should be easy enough to take into town. We might even consider selling it to the fry shop and then just buying it afterwards to duplicate it. Also something I took advantage of in the Billionaire series. Very, very handy to do if you're going to be buying a production point, to just duplicate everything. And that's something I'll probably demonstrate more later on. So you can see these folks are both running. I mean, the progress is just crazy different right now. These two are going for it. It's an all-out race, and the base game stands absolutely zero chance. So as I mentioned earlier, I am going to be using auto drive here. I'll probably just set up some automatic combine offloading, because that's going to be a feature we're going to use heavily in this series. I can't be expected to do these fields all by myself, man. It would just take way too long, even just offloading them. Alrighty, took some time to set up auto drive here. You can see not much progress has been made, mostly because I've just been working on that auto drive, trying to get it to where we can be a little more hands-off with some of these harvests. So just got to get this guy moved to where we can even offload. That's the one downside of doing some of this manually, but it'll all come together once we get some of these waypoints figured out. There's always a little bit of growing pains when you first are setting it up, but then after that, it looks real nice. So you can see this guy's heading to offload them taters. We're making good progress. We're making good progress. A little slow start, just getting everything set up, getting the boys working, getting them cruising. I'm not sure where brother's going, but I'm sure it's something I did wrong here. You can see we're starting our down and backs here, going very, very well on this harvest. On the left, you can see one of our auger wagons on his way to offload them potatoes. Happy to see all these boys working together already. And I have a lot of hope in the future. Everything's looking really good the way we're setting it up right now. You can see one of the auger wagons over there. Look at him. Oh, dumping them potatoes right into the storage. Look at that. A nice stream of potatoes going in. I think I'm gonna let some more of this harvest process here, let it do its thing. Maybe do another one of those fancy little time lapses. If you aren't a big fan of time lapses, I will have in a chapter below with the timestamp where you can skip to. Just go ahead and go to the next chapter and we'll be right back into the action. But enjoy the tunes, enjoy the harvest, and we'll have a good time, man. So you can see we are making some fantastic progress on these fields. This guy's doing a great job. The harvester over yonder's making slow but steady progress, as I kind of expected. Not exactly sure how accurate this is, but Courseplay has this thing at like 2 hours 20 minutes to do the whole field, which is oh boy, that is awful. That is truly terrible. Oh, excuse me. No, it's 2 hour 20 minutes just to do the rest of this. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, we're not even halfway done. Now, one thing I think I am gonna go ahead and do is swap these two tractors around. Those wide tires on the bigger tractor over here actually proved to be a little more annoying than I thought they would be, to the point where I might even take them off, man. The AI did not play well with those, with that harvester up there. Made it like functionally impossible to offload on the go. I'll see if the other harvester does a little bit better with it. If so, that would actually be a point in the OG harvester's favor. Now, I did forget that we actually had another trailer available here. It's such a little guy. Suppose we could bring it on over, see how much it can help, which probably won't be very much at all. But hey, better than nothing, I guess. As I said earlier, potatoes sell really well, so it's gonna be really nice to be able to make a ton of money, even if these harvests take a long time. I think it's probably going to support getting some more harvesters early and just more tools and everything before, you know, getting a bunch of field that I'm just not gonna be able to manage very well. This thing holds nothing. 22,000 liters? What is that? All right, I'll get this offloaded here. But yeah, harvest day. It's a long one, but you know, that's kind of what we signed up for. Potatoes take a while, man. Okay, I did want to observe. This is all AI, because a lot of this is just like early on, I want to do test runs, you know what I mean? I want to see what works, what doesn't work, that sort of thing. A lot of this will just need to be automated later on to where I don't even want to touch some of the potato harvests. I don't think we're going to be able to cover the entire map otherwise. Seems like this one works a lot better with it. Oh yeah. On the other one, the wheel kept like bumping into the header. If I'm gonna run this one often with the blue harvester, I'll probably just take those extra wheels off, which is kind of a bummer, honestly, but if it makes it run easier, then I guess I'll do it. Won't be the end of the world, but it'll be a little sad, Now, one thing I actually should go check, I want to see how much our planter can hold. So maybe I'll go test that really quick while we have some potatoes ready to go. I think once we get to planting season, this will be our main way of just delivering seeds to planters out in the field. It's one aspect of potatoes I actually really enjoy. I think that's pretty cool to just bring it out, put it in there like it's a hopper, you know, and you can just fill her on up with spuds. So let's bring this planter out. I just wanted to see how we're looking here. So it can hold a good like 6,000 spuds, or that's not even half. I just wanted to see how that looked. I mean, I don't know why. I've been kind of wanting to do this for a while. I think that's the ultimate reason why I'm doing it, because I don't I don't know how much I actually need to test here. All right, well, let's fill her up. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. Man, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun during planting season. Should probably just go drop off the rest of these spuds while we're here. I'm probably gonna have at least like 2 or 3 more planters by the end of all this. It's been kind of weird dumping everything off with the auger wagons, since you kind of have to have it at these weird angles. But hey, they're getting in there regardless. How we looking? Oh man, yeah, so we already have 840,000 liters of potatoes. That's a whole lot of potatoes, and we still have a lot of field left. We're not done with that field, and we still have like half of our other field. Oh boy, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of potatoes in my future. So there's not gonna be a real lack of money from these harvests, at least. There are gonna be a lot of expenses with this challenge, seeing as I need to get, you know, all the fields on the map, obviously. But then on top of that, just to make this challenge not like incredibly monotonous and boring, I want the harvest to go a bit quick, and I want the planting seasons to go a bit quicker than they normally would, which involves buying a lot more equipment. I might even buy another harvester before the next year's harvest. Probably at least another planter, if not 2. We could definitely use all of that. Having fun working the farm though. It's a good time, but you can tell we could definitely use some more equipment to make this go quicker. quicker. Yeah, just looking at the field, I mean, I still have a lot of this one left. Also, the competition between base game stuff and modded stuff, I mean, this is just ridiculous because this is a smaller field by a decent amount. This is 26 acres. This is 33 acres. So it's another like 7 acres or, you know, 6.5 acres. And it is finishing like significantly faster. It goes to show just how that working with can really affect it. You know what I mean? Been doing a little bit of everything today. I've run the blue harvester. I've run the red harvester. Done a bit of offloading with the auger wagons. Did get that long shot of the red harvester harvesting everything. Hopefully everybody liked that. Kind of fun just showing what I normally would cut out and see how everything's looking while I'm working on it between the yapping. So I believe our sunflowers are ready to go next month. We can space things out just a little bit. Makes it a little less of a 2-month sort of deal, which, you know, it can kind of feel like from time to time. You know, I was just drawing something in auto drive. This dude came up and just started filling me up. What the hell? Bro, I didn't want potatoes. That's what I get for doing auto drive stuff, I guess. He just came right up and just put it all in there. Okay, I guess I'll take care of it, man. No problem. Man, what a troll. These workers, man. Yeah, so we're already over 1 million liters of potatoes there. That's just, whew, that is crazy. Wonder how much we'll end up with. Let's see. I like all the implementation it takes to get the potatoes from dug out of the ground all the way into the tank back there. That being said, this thing is kind of a stinker. Meanwhile, you got this guy. I mean, look at this. Oh my. Yeah, that's just, he's flying. He is flying. I do like how it looks on the side with the belt going through. So 33 acres of potatoes, nearly fully harvested. Ooh, look at that. We're barely squeezing it, but it's working. Final pass. So exciting. Last time I checked, we were well over 1 million liters of potatoes deep in our root crop storage over there. So we are going to have a ton of money come selling season. Might have underestimated how big some of these fields are. I'm pretty sure this is like a ×4 map, meaning everything is 4 times bigger than it looks on the map, which maybe I should have considered while picking it. But I mean, I love this starting farm. I love this map. It's very pretty, and I love finishing up our very first field harvest. So many potatoes, man. So many potatoes. So I think I'm gonna drive on over and start helping on the other field. Modded versus base game is officially lost. It is gone. It wasn't much of a fight, but look at the difference. Look at the difference. That is crazy. That is a little embarrassing. That's all I'm gonna say. I have a feeling this one is going to catch up very quickly to the red harvester over there. Just selling that red one over there and buying like another 1 or 2 of these is probably what we're going to want to do moving forward. Just for not wanting to hate myself while I'm doing this whole series. Because this is a little ridiculous, man. So just having this guy kind of cut this in half, obviously leaving this half bigger. And I'll have the blue harvester go on the left here, and the red harvesters keep doing his thing, very slowly working on that side. And we'll see if we can get this done a little quicker. Now we are just getting there. Last couple passes for this guy. And I mean, look at this, man. Even cutting this in half, taking the bigger chunk, and this dude over here is still taking longer. I mean, it's what everybody expected. It's what I expected, but still, this just confirms it, man. I can't be relying on something so slow. These fields are way too big to be doing something like that. And we don't even own like a 1/4 of the map yet, so there is going to be a lot more pain on the way if I'm using those red ones anymore. Definitely already would have been done if I was just using 2 of these blue ones here, but you know, we had to give it a fair shake. I think I've seen enough. I'm not too sad to be moving on. I'm thinking it's worth a lot of money. I'll see how it turns out after turning all these potatoes in, because we do have a ton of potatoes in storage. It's going to be worth a lot of money. So final pass for this dude right here. Yeah, let's go. Now come over and gotta help this guy out. So in the time that it took the blue harvester to do that entire field, and then another like almost half of this field, this dude barely finished half. Like, come on, man. There's something kind of nice about these two passing each other, although that guy had to stop for even more unfilling, of course. Tiny little tank, man, what can I say? Also, I don't know what's up with these little strips there, man. Guess we gotta take care of those too. This dude can't do nothing for himself. He will have the tiniest little strip to do there. But hey, man, coming up on the end of the harvest, that's pretty exciting. A big boy harvest. So I will let the red harvester have another little going back. I'll clean up the little extra pieces there, get this guy offloaded. Part of me was thinking about grabbing some of these other fields, maybe doing a little field flipping, but I just don't even know if I want to deal with that right now, man. This harvest was a big boy, and I kind of just want to, you know, get to where we can maybe work on this setup a little bit. This was good to kind of start, see where we were at. I'm glad I started with at least 2, man. If I had just been starting with 1, especially base game stuff, oh man, that would have been painful. That would have been truly awful. Now, I'm thinking whenever we have money to expand, we'll probably be looking at fields with potatoes on them just to, you know, save us a bit of time. That being said, it would be really nice to get this field over here and like that field over there. Maybe even just turn this into a gigantic field. I'm talking this whole quadrant here. I mean, what would that even be? That'd be a whole lot of acreage. I mean, it'd be a good 60, 70 acres altogether. But hey, we gotta grab the whole map anyways, so no reason not to increase the gains a little bit. I actually think making some of these a bit bigger would actually help us a bit. It just lets the AI handle a bit more of it. So when I'm needing everything to be a lot more automated, I don't need to help out with every single harvest like I am right now. That should do it. As soon as he goes down to the end, that will be a full potato harvest. Oh, look at that. He is all done. Whole field taken care of. All right, empty him out, boy. We're just crash into the harvester. Ah! I tried. I did my best, man. I did my best. A few more spuds here to drop out. Gotta fill up that storage, man. Every single last potato must be accounted for. We gotta get all this mud off, man. A long, hard potato harvest today. We were able to get an absolute ton of potatoes. Look at that clean, fully repaired tractor. Could use like a little more gas, but that's fine. Let's get this auger wagon put away, and then I will get the base game equipment back here. Okay, back out to the field here. We'll bring this guy on back, and this is the very last of our potatoes. For the harvest of year 1, very successful. One thing I don't think we're going to be short on is money, because this is going to sell for a crazy amount of money. Even unproduced, it's going to sell for a ton. I'm pretty excited for when we can get those french fries flowing. We can feed the world their crispy, delicious french fries. Now, next up, we will need to cultivate these fields. Probably not today. I think I'll do that later in the year. Maybe even while we're harvesting the sunflowers, we'll get cultivating. I do have quite a few cultivators, one for like each of our tractors, so it shouldn't take too long. I think at this point, after this harvest, I really don't know how much more I want to use this. I actually think the money that I could just sell it for would be way better put towards just buying another one of those other harvesters, or literally like anything else. This thing is so slow and unwieldy. This might be its only harvest, unfortunately. I do not want to be sending this thing out next year, because it really did not help like at all. Did half a field, man. This one did almost twice as much. It only has 3 hours work time on it, man. 3 hours of work time. This thing was brand new. That's how long it took. Oh man. That's ridiculous that it took that long. And just a reminder that this is literally like the best that you can get in the base game. You might have seen the last of the Grim, at least for now. So we'll drive on over. We can do a little final tally of our potatoes here, and I will do it the fun way. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but that is 1.741 million liters of potatoes. That is crazy amount of potatoes. So that thing is, there's a lot of potatoes in that shed, that silo right there. Whew. Overflowing with potatoes. I mean, they sell for a lot too. There's a pretty big deviation there, almost or more than 200 bucks. But when you have almost 2 million potatoes, whoo! So this should just give us an absolutely ridiculous amount of money, and we will definitely be holding on to those until peak pricing, which is in January. So we do have a decent amount to wait here. We also have sunflowers to harvest, but those obviously won't be getting sold. So the sunflowers, I'll be cutting them in October. You can see it right there. Might even just get the oil mill started like immediately upon getting those sunflowers. I think that's probably a decent idea. I think we'll pull up to our beautiful home here. I mean, just take a look at this farm. It's just absolutely beautiful yet again, man. Those harvested potato fields, just oof, ooh baby. And I'm excited to get them sunflowers cut in October. I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, please like it. It helps a whole lot. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.